Hello, everybody. This is me again, Stanger Brook at Masturbators from Puerto Vallarta with your video fishing report, another one. You know, one of the things we've been talking about here lately is how we've been changing from a El Nino, our warm water year, into a La Nina, cold water kind of condition out there, right in the middle of fishing season, which is highly unusual. Normally this will happen at the end of the season, beginning of the season, sometime in between the lull where they're switching. But this year it's been completely different. This year they're doing everything right in the middle of the season. So what we've been seeing here is we've got stagnant currents. You know, we're not getting the northerly currents, we're not getting the southerly currents. They're just kind of like, I don't know, they're just kind of like lazy currents, I guess you would call it. Another thing is that we've been seeing no hurricanes. We've had no hurricanes. Now, there's always predictions, okay, more hurricanes every year. And what happens is we usually see a hurricane at this time of the year. They'll be about 300, 400, 500 miles out there, you know, the ones you don't hear about. And we'll see a lot of those, 12, 15. By now, this time of the year, we should have had maybe 10, 12, maybe 15. And the reason that's important is because that creates storm currents. And that'll push fish in whatever direction the hurricane's going, it'll push fish in that direction. And normally they're being pushed up into a northern region from a southern region where we are, and that's what happens, you know. So we wind up getting we're getting a lot of benefit from the hurricanes. But this year we've had no hurricanes, and we've got like stagnant currents out there, so water's not really moving around. So we don't really have anything pushing fish into the area. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that we don't have any fish. It doesn't mean there's no fishing out there. What it does mean is that it's kind of like the way I put it in my article is a big cruising area out there. They're here, and they don't have anything push them in any direction. They're not following currents, so they're just kind of lazily swimming around everywhere. And that's what I mean by when everything is spread out. So just for the record, so we can get this out there, is we got 400-pound, 400 to 600-pound black marlin. Same thing with a blue marlin. We have a very interesting situation where you can still catch a striped marlin out there, even though we're in the middle of summer, which is highly unusual, but it's another indication of a La Nina cambio changing for the year. And that's what we got out there. Now, the rock doesn't seem to be where everything's happening. Corbatania isn't where it's happening, and the bank isn't really where it's happening. It's kind of like in between. So if you're, for instance, you go out to Punta de Mita, if you're on a boat, you take a heading of 315, you go out about 24 miles, and you're going to run into spinner dolphin out there. And the spinner dolphin are running with anywhere from 30 to 60 pound yellowfin tuna. And they're running with bait balls out there. But again, you're going to have to go find them. You know, there's nothing automatic. You just don't go to this one area and the fish are going to be there because all the currents are pushing everything that way. So you got those out there. We got Dorado, find a trash line out there, finding debris in the water. You know, that's a guaranteed gold mine for Dorado out there. But trolling out there has been a little bit weak. You have to catch them when they're coming up. You have to catch them on the bite. We've had a two-tiered bite. The bite's in the morning. You know, the first one's happening around 8 o'clock. The second one's happening 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe even later. And, of course, you have another one in the afternoon around 3, 4 o'clock, but nobody's ever out there during that time. So, you know, it's almost unnecessary to mention that. But the fact of the matter is we have fish out there. So what does that mean? Well, it basically means you just can't go out there and get one of these charter boats that basically just, you know, what they do is they go out to one location, and that's it. They stay in that location, and they don't go any farther, nothing else. And, of course, right now in a situation like this, you have to move. You have to, you know, they'll say around here, a lot of the guys, the cool term is push water. And you're going to have to go out there and do that. So you need to be prepared for 10, maybe 12-hour trip where you're going to be using fuel, and you need to make sure that you got whoever you're dealing with on that, arrange that, and get that straightened out up front. And otherwise, you'll be sorry. Hate to say it, but you'll be sorry. Now, so that's going to be, that's anywhere from, well, if you go from El Morro to Punta de Mita to El Banco and Corbatania again, that whole central area right there, that's where everything's happening. Now, you can catch some stuff off the point of Punta de Mita. You'll see some sailfish out there. There'll be some Dorado out there where they need debris, any kind of floating logs or, you know, just floating stuff out there. You know, the fish love to eat that. It's weird, but they do. And that can be very productive. But, you know, your other best bet is probably fishing inside the bay. Look for a mature trash line. Now, if you're outside the bay and there's a mature trash line out there, that's money in the bank. Or like the other day I was out there, we got a picture of a butane tank, a couple of different butane tanks floating. So I took a picture of that, and there were Dorado underneath that thing like crazy. So you'd be surprised what the rain will wash down. But the bottom line is that we do have fish out there. Be prepared for it. We're coming into the season now. The numbers will start picking up. Their size will start picking up. Hopefully we'll get a few more hurricanes to push something in the area. And that's pretty much what you want to remember. Inside the bay, we're still seeing Jack Crevalles, Bonita. They've got some Dorado down by Los Arcos. Over by Yelapa, they've got skipjack tuna. They've been running around 20 pounds down there, which is very big for skipjack because they're like tiny tuna. We use those for bait. And they've got needlefish over there. You could see some bigger tuna over there. They're on a different kind of thing. They got a deep hole over there, and so you got to go jig and you got to use squid, but they're over there. And anything in between there, Bonita, Jack Crevalles, possible Dorado out there by Punta Negra. Same thing with some smaller rooster fish. They've always got rooster fish, but most of the time they're really small. They're under 10 pounds. Throw those all back. But if you're looking for rooster fish, Cabo Corrientes is where you want to be. They've been running about 30 to 50 pounds down there. They got the agua dulce, which is the fresh water that sits on top. They love that stuff. So we got rooster fish. And for my tuna guys, if you know anything about the Tres Marias, if you're looking at Juanito, the island of Juanito, they've been hitting it pretty hard out there with the lack of hurricanes. The water's been really smooth out there, and now they're seeing anything from 200 pounds to, actually I think they're averaging around 250, 275, but you can see anything up to maybe even over 400 pounds because we're coming into the season. So if you guys want to learn more about that, just get in touch with me. I've got a couple of different day boats. We go out there, we get out to Cleopas, and that's a day trip. If you want to do multi-day trips, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 day trips, you'll find that we're competitive with anybody, and it's more of a Marlin magazine kind of experience. So we're able to do that. Also, if you need to do any tours, let us know. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer anything. And I guess that's about it right now. I don't want to say too much. I want some space for some videos. And let me see. If you have any questions, or if you're just coming down, you want a hotel, you want to know a restaurant, or you want to have my number just in case something comes up, you have somebody to call and maybe be able to touch bases with, just remember me. And in the meantime, we're expecting things to get better. We're in the lowest time of the year, the slowest time of the year. So the fishing grounds are pretty much empty. And at this point, everything will start coming into our high season type situation. The tournament time of the year is coming up now. So, if you're coming on down, it's a good time to be here. The weather is warm, but it's not as warm as usual. The peso is strong again, so you can save a little more money. I'm sorry, the peso is weak again. The dollar's getting strong. We're looking at close to 20 today. And bank-to-bank rate, you'll never see that here. So you'll probably see around 18.5. And so things are affordable, and I just shut up. Anyway, this is Stan in Puerto Vallarta right now saying don't forget to kiss your fish, and keep an eye on us. Hey, don't forget to share, subscribe, tell your friends, do whatever. You know how this game works. And we don't get that many hits, but I kind of like to see how many I can get every once in a while. So anyway, thanks for watching, and keep in touch.